Hello and welcome to your next practice. Today's practice is a Yin Yoga session with 3-minute holds. So if you've not practiced Yin before, Yin Yoga is very passive. There is no muscular effort. We completely relax into the postures. We're not looking for end range stretches. You're looking for the first sensation of stretch. And then, as they say in Yin Yoga, we marinate in it. So gravity and time do the work. You may sink deeper into a posture, but you're not forcing or trying to get deeper into a posture. It's a very passive as opposed to active style. So that means that you relinquish the control over the posture and you let the body decide where it wants to be. So get rid of the idea that you need to be in any particular shape. I have provided a playlist, so you may practice this in silence or you may practice with the music provided. There's a Spotify link that you'll see below. Also, you will need some props most likely. So I have a cushion, some blocks and bricks, and a bolster. So anything you think you may need, feel free to gather it now. And then we'll begin in our first posture, which will be 3 minutes in a reclining butterfly. So when you're ready, we will lie down onto the back body. And just settle the attention and awareness down into your back body. Feel the body sinking and settling down into the earth. Let the front body feel heavy, like it wants to sink down, down, down into the earth, fully supported and held by the earth below. And then from here, we'll bend the knees, plant the soles of the feet on the ground, and walk the feet close together. And then opening the knees wide, let the knees sink, sink, sink down. Now you have an option here. You could take some blocks underneath your knees. If you wanted to go a little deeper, you could take your bolster and put the bolster across your knees just to increase the sensation of the knees sinking down towards the earth, but that's completely up to you. Now we will settle and we will come to the breath. So it's a natural, easy inhale. And then extend your exhale to be 2 counts longer to twice as long as the length of your inhale. Count how many seconds it takes to inhale. And then exhale for 2 seconds to double the length of your inhale as you exhale. The timer is on now. Enjoy the pose. Take your attention back to your body. Take your attention back to your physical body. Prepare the body for movement. Wiggle your fingers. If you have a bolster across the knees, you can place it to one side. Use your hands to guide the knees slowly and carefully back together. And then just let your knees settle, so the knees touching. Walk your feet a little wider than hips distance. And relax your lower back down into the floor. So this supine rest position with the knees touching each other and holding each other up is very, very relaxing for the core, for the insides of the legs, all those muscles that generally need to be quite active to hold us up. So in this supine rest position, again, we'll come back to that meditation on the natural inhale and the long extended exhale. Enjoy the position. Preparing the body for movement, preparing the body for movement. We're going to move into half happy baby. So left leg can stay bent with the left foot on the floor, or left leg can extend out. And the right knee draws in towards the right armpit, and you can interlace your fingers below your right knee or closer to your ankle to go a little deeper. So it's a very, very simple position. We're simply sending the right knee towards the right armpit with the arms and hands like a little weight guiding that knee down. And then just allow the body to settle. Allow the body to settle. be with your breath, your natural breath. And then when you're ready to do so, move into that long exhale, taking you into a very deep, settled, parasympathetic state of rest, repair, and digest. Preparing to release, slowly, gently let your right foot go back down to the ground. You can let your right foot stay supported by the floor with the knee bent, or you can straighten out that right leg. Now it's the left leg's turn for the half happy baby. So interlacing the fingers on the front of the left shin and let that left knee sink down towards the left armpit. So we're not lifting or extending the heel or sole of the foot up towards the ceiling like in full happy baby. We're simply allowing that knee to sink down towards the armpit. There's no need to go any further in this position. Just let your body settle into it. Come back to your breath. Your breath is all that matters. When you're ready, slowly, gently release your left leg down, and then we'll move into full Shavasana just for a little while. So straighten out your left leg and just relax. Again, settle into the breath. There's nothing else to try and achieve in this moment but stillness and peace by settling. Bring some attention back to the body. We're going to bend both knees again and plant the soles of the feet on the ground. And then take the little toe side of your right foot on top of your left thigh and let your right knee open out to the side. Keep your pelvis level. So we might want to stay here for the 3 minutes, but the second option is full figure 4 pose, or it's a reclining pigeon or swan pose. So you can reach through the gap between your legs and reach for the left shin and let that left knee sink down towards the armpit while the right knee opens. Keep your pelvis on the ground, keep your shoulders on the ground, keep your head on the ground. Remember, putting the foot back down is absolutely fine. And remember that you are supporting the left leg with your hands if you've lifted the foot off the floor. Always support the legs so that they can completely relax and be passive. The arms might take a little bit of the load. So relax into the shape you've created. Let go. Surrender. Enjoy. When you're ready, place the left foot back on the ground if you've lifted it. Place the right foot back on the ground. And then we'll switch sides. So it's the little toe side of the left foot up on top of right thigh, and the left knee opens out to the side. This might be as far as you want to go, or you might want to lift that right foot off the floor, interlace the fingers around the shin or the back of the thigh. And then again, we'll settle into it for time. Placing the right foot back on the ground, placing the left foot back on the ground. And then again, we'll go into Shavasana. So straighten out both legs, palms facing up towards the ceiling. Take a few moments here. preparing for movement, maybe wiggling the fingers and the toes, bending the knees, rolling onto one side and coming up to a seated position. So the first seated position we're going to take will have wide legs, but I would suggest having some props nearby. I'm going to sit on a flat block. You could sit on a cushion or a blanket to elevate the seat slightly so that it's easier to fold forward. I'm going to extend the right leg and bend the left knee so the sole of the left foot is on the inside of the right thigh. Now, if your left knee is very high, you can of course support it as much as you want. If you're very mobile and you know that you lock out your right knee, you could place a cushion or a blanket underneath that right knee. Of course, you can prop your forehead in the forward bend, or you could put the bolster over the legs, or prop yourself in any way that you like. So we're going to rotate the torso so that the breastbone is shining down towards your right foot. Lengthen your spine and then fold your way down and find that first edge, that first place that you feel a stretch. Again, don't forget you could prop your head, you could prop your heart, anything that you need. And then just completely settling in, let gravity and time do their work. Slowly, slowly rising, taking your time, moving with care and attention until you come back to your upright spine. So we'll bend the right knee, and then we're going to take the soles of the feet on the ground just in front of the hips. And before we move into that same position on the left side, we're going to take a rotation. So the right foot will walk underneath the left leg until the heel's on the outside of the left hip. And then you can cross your left leg over so that the sole of the foot is on the ground, or you can continue to walk into the shoelace position, as it's called, with one knee stacked on top of the other. Once you're in the shoelace position, you're going to take your left hand to the sole of the left foot. So whether it be here and you hold onto the sole of the foot, or whether it be that little bit further out with one knee stacking on top of the other, turn your torso towards the right and just allow yourself to rotate and look over right shoulder. We'll be here for a little bit of time. Rotate back to center. And then we'll extend out the left leg. You can put a cushion underneath it if you'd like to, and take the sole of the right foot to the inner left thigh. Of course, you could support underneath the right knee if needs be. Rotate your torso towards that long leg, lengthen a little, and then sink down and find your relaxed, passive state. Rising back up, turning the breastbone back to center, bending the knees again, soles of the feet on the ground. This time it's your left foot that's going to creep over towards the outside of your right hip. The right foot steps across, the sole of the foot can be on the ground, and we'll find our twist, or you can go into full shoelace or like cow faith pose if it was a yang style posture. One knee stacked on top of the other. Your right hand goes to your right foot, the left hand behind the left sit bone. Rotate and look over your left shoulder. Coming back to center. Well done. Okay, from here, we're going to come down onto the belly. So transitioning down onto the belly for Sphinx pose. The forearms on the ground with the elbows directly underneath the shoulders. Feet can be hip distance apart or slightly wider. The pubic bone presses down into the ground and you feel the chest lifting and elevating. You can let the head sink back a little bit, or you can place a block underneath the forehead, as long as you keep that lift in the chest so that we create this beautiful supported back bend for time. Relax the weight of the pelvis down into the ground. Feel the chest is buoyant. Let go. Sphinx pose. You have an option here just for a little while to walk the hands wider towards the outside of the mat, to elevate the chest more by pressing into the arms, but make the arms strong. Press the hands forward as if you want to slide them further forward towards the front of the mat. Let the chest again be buoyant, maybe lifting the chin slightly. Seal pose. Be with your breath. If you have lifted the arms or the elbows, let them go back to the ground. Walk your hands back in so that the forearms are shoulder distance apart. Just for 2 more breaths, feel the Sphinx. And then let your elbows slide out to the side. Stack one hand on top of the other and put the forehead down on the backs of the hands. And then lift the head. Slide the hands back in under the shoulders and press up to all fours. We'll just restabilize the low back by, in the all fours position, lifting the feet off the ground and then pressing them down really firmly for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and relax. So our last position, you may take a regular Shavasana or take the bolster to your mat and then just put the whole spine on the bolster with the back of the neck supported by the bolster and extend out into what a friend of mine calls the starfish. So hands down beside you, palms facing up, legs extended, or as I said, just regular old Shavasana. Enjoy. Bringing the attention back to the body, wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, bending your knees. If you are on a bolster, you're going to slide your waist off the side of the bolster, lie down and press the bolster out to one side so that you're fully supported by the ground before you move on. Then we'll all roll to one side and come up to a seated position. Once seated, just take a moment to connect into how you're feeling. So close your eyes and just notice how you are in this moment.
A poem by John Wellwood. Forget about enlightenment. Sit down wherever you are and listen to the wind singing in your veins. Feel the love, the longing, and the fear in your bones. Open your heart to who you are right now. Not who you would like to be. Not the saint you're striving to become. But the being right here before you, inside you, around you. All of you is holy. You're already more and less than whatever you can know. Breathe out. Touch in. Let go.
Then when you're ready, take your hands in front of your heart in prayer, sealing your practice in gratitude and offering peace to yourself and all those that you love. Fold forward, Shia Khan.